seeing how we need to wait on some parts, let's try and strip some of the layers back of this lemon. Now I'm going to tackle the floor first, just because there's more dust here. I'll leave that back brace open, I'll leave the bulkhead until we've ripped all this out, just because of the dust. As we can see, it's full of plasterboard and things like that. First thing to do is to get rid of this metal trim, because there's screws in here. I'll go and grab the wire wheel, see if we can get a screwdriver on that. Lift that bit out. Shocker, need to drill them. First part off. I'm really just going to have a quick scan around, just see if there's any screws that are obvious on the floor. If there is, we'll try and get them. I do have a feeling though that it's going to be brute force effectively to lift this. Seen any screws on there, so maybe it's not screwed down. Let's grab a few pry bars, see if you ever get that feeling they should wear safety glasses? I do. We'll get some glasses and gloves on. Is it bad that I'm already out of breath? Just taking them off. Aye, there's no two ways about it. It's full of rubbish and it needs more than just a brush. When I get a set of vice grips though, we'll pull out these screws that are still sitting here. We'll get rid of them so they don't cause any problems. I'll basically just carry my way on all the way down here, just removing them with the vice grips. All the screws that are poking out, that's them all gone. There's maybe about 10, maybe 10 I needed to do. Let's get the brush though, try and sweep up some of this in that corner. Stirring up a bit of dust. I missed a screw. Now, I don't know about you, but to me that's made a bit of a difference already. Let me go and get the shop vac. We'll hoover all this all up. Let's get all this loose dust out of here. What I'm going to do now is just get the tools, get this wood off on this side, take out the little bits that are over here that we need to take off, and then I want to lift up the tie down wraps. I want to get them out of the way, and I might get the wheel in. I think this is actually all cardboard, I think. Oh, some sort of cardboard. It's like a resin. It looks almost like it's a resin, but I mean, I don't think it's fiberglass. I hope it's not fiberglass. Right, let's try and get one of these tie downs. We will we'll use our good friend Milwaukee stubby. Let's see if that works. Let's try it on setting 2. No problem. Right, here's another one that's tied down that's really quite damaged. We can see that the head of it's full of gunk and material. Now when you're using torque bits, you need to make sure that that's as clear as possible and that you've got a really good fitting torque, because otherwise as soon as you try and take them out, it's just going to grind up the head. So we're going to take the wire wheel of this first. Now I ran it in and out there just because this will go through the body, so the other end of this nut will have been all rusty. So I just wanted to kind of take it out a little bit, push it back in, drill it out, push it back in, and just repeat that until it comes out. We really don't want these to snap, because otherwise it's just a headache. So I'm going to go around now, just repeating that same step to the other brackets. I'll see you in a minute when they're out. That's all the brackets out. All done. Nice and easy. Now it is easier once you've got the tools, or if you've got the right tools, as always. Key things, just remember, you always use the right torque bits. Clean up the head of the bolt the best that you can before you try and remove it. I actually had one on this bottom corner here which might have had a tin of varnish or something like that that's been spilled down here, so the head was just solid. I just had to use a wee screwdriver, little pick, and the hammer just to try and break that all up, just to make sure I had a really good bite with the Torx before I try and take that up. Ultimately, and if you're taking a screw out or a bolt out and it comes out easy and it starts to tighten up, go a little bit and then just screw it back in, undo it a little bit, screw it back in, and just keep doing that, because it'll be the threads that's actually choked up and it'll just be gripping inside of the fastener itself. So just take your time with it, don't be in too much of a rush. Now the next thing that we're going to do is I want to get this bit of wood off, and I want to take this tracking off as well, and then I think we'll take the bulkhead off. But it's good to see that there is a floor under here. It doesn't seem too rusty. Any of the wee holes that I've done with the screws, I'll end up putting more screw holes in anyway when I screw the floor down, but I might end up welding up these wee holes as well, because I do have a MIG welder. I'll just maybe patch up those wee holes as well. But let's get tidied up here and then get this bit of wood off, because it's annoying me. Get the other side off now. Now, there's not much left for me to do. I really just want to go around and just take off any screws that we've missed that are poking out on the metal. Bloody cats, man. So what I want to do now is just get these door skins off. It's the same on both doors. Let's just rip them off. They're really just held on by a couple of screws, hopefully. They're actually okay to keep for templates, so I'm going to try and keep these safe. Not getting as lucky with them. like a birthday present. Anyway, I didn't want to cut that up because I wanted to leave this for a template. So I'll pop off this one now. Hopefully I should still see enough of these heads to be able to get the vice grips on them. There we go. Now again, really, you don't need to have this tool. If you can get the first few, you can just pull them off. Again though, I really just didn't want to damage this because I can use that as a template. I'll definitely keep these little poppets though, these little poppers. I think they'll come in handy for something later on. But what's interesting here is that this door has never had any work done to it because this plastic cover is still on it. So that's interesting. Normally these are all burst. Normally. Not all the time, but normally. One door stripped back. We'll do the same for this one, and then we'll get the bulkhead off. We'll get there. So here on this door is actually a really good example of what the plastics usually look like. So we can see it's all burst, it's been left open, and interestingly we've got a cable here that's not been connected. So we will need to investigate that, figure out what that was for. It might actually be for this lock down here, or it could be for up here, but I see that that cable's already attached, so I'm thinking it's for down here, and that's why it's been disconnected. Door handle still works, that's why I was able to open it. So yeah, we'll check that out. But that there is just an example of what you usually find when you take the panels off a vehicle. So yeah, not surprised, but there we go. We've got one that was already opened. You've all been waiting for. Let's get this bulkhead out of the way and get it to start looking a little bit more like a camper instead of a van. Ta-da! Oh, you can actually see the back seats here are all covered in dog hair. Let's get the hoover. Well, that was fun. Certainly a lot covered tonight, or we've done a lot tonight basically. I've only got a few hours today to be able to play with the van. We've got everything off, we've got the floor removed, all the panelling, bulkhead off. It gets better every episode. Now there's not much else for it for tonight. Fun just getting it stripped out, getting it ready for us to start. Now if anyone is looking at doing a van conversion, this little bit here is the time consuming part. All of this prep there's still a lot more prep that we need to do before we can even start fitting in here. Never mind getting the engine running and making sure mechanically she's alright. But we've made a good start on it. It's a slow process. Stick with it though. Take your time. Try not to get frustrated with it, and try not to get impatient with it. But it's easy for me to say that, even though I'm going to completely ignore my own advice and I'll start getting impatient with things. But that's the process. Good day today. Thank you very much for watching. Any comments, please leave them down below. If you found any of the information useful in this episode, or if you want to see more of it, then please like and subscribe. It helps us out, helps the old YouTube algorithm. Now we do also have pictures and posts coming up on Facebook and Instagram as well. If you find it easier, you can certainly follow us over there. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.